Good morning lads, my name is Otinium and today we're going to collect every single stackable item in the game. Well, 2 of each stackable item. And the reason for this is that it is needed to finish all of the item filters in the storage room we worked on last time. Now there's apparently 711 stackable items available in survival Minecraft as of 1.16. And that's a lot of items. So in order to keep track of all of those items that I need to put into the system, I've compiled a list here on Google Docs where all items are sorted into different categories. Now, I think it would be quite boring to show you the entire process of me gathering different items, so I'll start recording again when I'm running into anything interesting. Okay, so the first item I'm having trouble with is wither roses. I need 2 measly wither roses, but I do not have a wither rose farm. So I've just spawned in a wither here in the nether in a remote location and hoping he will kill something. Okay, let's try to get him to kill a few of these pigmen. Oh, okay, he's going for an enderman. Right, so that didn't work. So I dragged him to this nether fortress hoping that he'll kill something here. Aha, okay, so he's aggroing blazes. That's a good thing to know. Right, that is 1 wither rose and 2. Okay, we should probably go ahead and try kill this wither so no unfortunate bastard runs into him. Okay, so he's a tiny bit tougher than I thought he was, so I'll probably go right on ahead and do a bit of a tactical retreat here and get myself a smite sword because his regeneration is quite annoying. What? Does the wither effect kill you? I thought it would leave me like half a heart. Okay, I am back. Ooh, there's 1 rose. And that's the second. Right, I am out. If anyone else runs into that wither, then that's too bad. I'm not dealing with him right now. Okay, so we need to netherite innate ourselves again. So we only have 3 pieces at the moment, so we should definitely go for another netherite mining session. And now we have a full shulker of TNT, so let's get to it. Okay, so all the TNT has been used up and we managed to get a tiny bit more than 2 stacks of ancient debris, which is more than enough to get us back to where we were before the wither incident. As well as the items needed for the auto sorter, so I'd say this was an absolute success. Now whilst we've already completed parts of the valuable items on the list, I thought it would be appropriate to continue on that path. So now we need 2 beacons, 2 nether stars and 2 wither skeleton heads. Now this will probably take a while. It did.
He died in Lost Dragon.
I summoned the wither to get 2 wither roses.
You summoned the wither, died and lost it, didn't you?
Yes.
No,
yes.
I know exactly where it is.
Then go back and kill it.
No.
Can I Uber Eats some black wool to my base?
Uber Eats.
Quixote eats. Quixote eats.
I am not a delivery service.
I'll pay you.
In what?
Love and caring and kindness.
And cock.
No,
God, no,
not
thank you.
that one. That will make her not want to come, even though it'll make her come. But you know. It just set up so perfectly.
Oh my god.
Okay, dragon breath. Okay, so we have now collected every single item that we need. So now we should probably put in a shulker unloader. Now in order to do this, I've come up with a really bulky, slow and inefficient system because I'm a complete idiot. But hey, it works. Okay, so I built it up here on the server and it's fully functioning. Now, in case you're wondering how this bulky and overall pretty bad system works, I put all of my filled shulkers in this barrel and when they're empty again, they will all end up in this barrel. If you want a tutorial of how to build it and how it functions, please leave a comment. Right, so the redstone is completely done for the system now. But it looks quite horrendous, so let's get to decorating it. I've decorated the input into this system, but the rest really needs some attention as well. And in order to bring you along for this boring and quite monotonous task, I've downloaded the replay mod and made a time-lapse for you guys. Okay, so in terms of how I thought I'd decorate this place, I decided to try and stick to the theme of these stairs we built a few episodes back leading into the actual base itself, as I really liked the green terracotta and the sandstone combo. Now, these upper walls were really hard to design as they have some really odd angles I had to work with, and I must say they didn't really turn out as I had hoped. But I am planning on adding a bunch of leaves to the wooden frames, which I hope will make the upper area look a tiny bit better. I also added in a few end rods in order to light up the walls as they look really dark, which wasn't really the feel I was going for. Now, do they actually fit with the build itself? I unfortunately don't think so, but I will keep them there until I come up with a better way of lighting them up. Now, I was once again a complete and utter idiot and didn't light anything up, so I had some real issues with creepers exploding on me during the build process. But it was honestly not as bad as it was when I worked on the sorters themselves. Now, the lower floor was a lot easier to work with, obviously, as they were completely flat, unlike the walls on the upper floor. So what I did was to try to replicate exactly what I did with both the stairs and the input decoration, which I already knew they are light. Now, this time-lapse might come off as a pretty short project, but it actually took a really long time as I had to go back and forth to collect way more materials than I thought I needed. But in general, I think this project turned out really well, and it was not exactly, but pretty close to what I had envisioned back when I started it in our last episode. And now it is completely done, so let's give it a quick test and check if everything is working correctly. Okay, so the shulker unloader seems to be working brilliantly. No. My filter broke. Okay, so I fixed the clogging and did a bit of research. So it seems like Exuma from the Hermitcraft server has had the exact same issue with his item sorter. And it seems like the issue happens whenever the chunks are reloaded. However, I was standing AFK in the middle of my system, meaning that all the chunks should have been loading at that point. But it makes me a tiny bit worried. But in case it's actually functional this time, I've added a redstone light which will turn on if the system is currently unloading a shulker, which will help me know whenever I'm able to leave the area again. Okay, let's go AFK again and see if the same thing happens again. I swear, if this thing doesn't work, I'll probably cry. Okay, maybe not cry, but I'll definitely get quite upset, given that I've spent more than 2 weeks on this thing. Okay, so I realized I had misplaced one of the hoppers on the lower floor, but I fixed it and now the system is actually fully functioning. Thank fuck for that. Now our storage system is fully operational and pretty decent looking in my opinion. However, our base in general doesn't really look all that great, so I think it's about time to actually start building the aesthetic part of it. Now, I already have most of the base already planned out in a creative world, but I don't want to show it too much as I think that might make it less interesting for you guys. But anyways, back to time-lapsing. Okay, so the base or foundation of the base is now in place, and I must say it's looking quite nice in my opinion. Now, of course, this is nowhere near done, but I'd say that we've managed to make a decent amount of progress during that time lapse. However, I think it's probably the right move to continue this thing in the next episode, as I'm currently quite spent. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of them. Also, feel free to leave suggestions on what you'd like to see in future episodes. But this is pretty much it for now. Have a good one.